Most foreigners think Thailand is relaxed, easygoing, smiley, equal, friendly, a place where everyone eats street food together, nobody cares about status, and life just flows peacefully under palm trees while a German guy in elephant pants explains Buddhism after a few Chang beers. But the longer you stay here, the more you realise Thailand is actually one of the most socially hierarchical countries on earth. The difference is, it's hidden. Unlike the West, where class divisions are loud, political, aggressive, and constantly discussed, Thailand's system is subtle, cultural, emotional, and deeply embedded into everyday life, and most foreigners never even notice it, because Thailand doesn't openly announce its hierarchy. It expects you to already understand it, and if you don't, people usually won't tell you directly. They'll just quietly place you where they think you belong. Today, we're going to talk about the invisible Thai class system, the real social structure underneath the smiles, politeness, and sabai-sabai image that foreigners think they understand. And trust me, once you see it, you won't unsee it. One of the biggest mistakes Westerners make in Thailand is assuming friendliness equals equality. In Western countries, especially places like the UK, Australia, America, people often speak casually to each other regardless of status. You can joke with your boss, criticise politicians openly, argue with teachers, and mock wealthy people online. Western culture likes the idea of equality. Thailand doesn't operate like that. Thailand is heavily structured around hierarchy, respect, social positioning, seniority, family background, education, wealth, appearance, and connections. But it's expressed softly. That's the part foreigners misunderstand. Because Thailand avoids open confrontation, the hierarchy becomes less visible. In the West, you're beneath me. In Thailand, a smile, a softer tone, different body language, different opportunities, different treatment, same message, just a different delivery. And honestly, many foreigners never notice because Thailand is incredibly polite to outsiders compared to how strict it can be internally. You can live here 10 years and still not fully understand what's happening socially around you. Plenty of expats think Thailand is non-judgmental. No, Thailand is extremely judgmental. It's just discreet about it. Big difference. Now, if you spend enough time in Thailand, you'll hear the term high so, high society, and foreigners usually misunderstand this too. They think high so simply means rich. Not exactly. High so in Thailand is a mix of money, education, family background, social circles, image, language ability, schools, behaviour, and connections. You can have money and still not be considered truly high so, especially if your behaviour feels low class. Thailand cares deeply about presentation. The car, the clothes, the school, the accent, the Instagram, the social connections, where you vacation, who your parents know. And this exists at every level of society. A middle-class Thai office worker might still care enormously about status markers compared to someone slightly below them. Foreigners often imagine Thailand as this spiritually detached Buddhist society where material things don't matter. Meanwhile, half of Bangkok is engaged in a silent luxury competition that makes Los Angeles look emotionally stable. Now, in Western countries, people often like the idea of being self-made. Thailand is far more collective. Family matters massively here, not just emotionally, socially. Who your parents are matters. Where you come from matters. Your surname can matter. Your connections matter. And because Thailand is relationship-based socially, these networks become incredibly important. A wealthy Bangkok family may know politicians, business owners, police, military people, university directors, hospital administrators, and these relationships create invisible advantages throughout life. Foreigners sometimes think corruption in Thailand only exists as money under the table, but social hierarchy itself creates privilege. Sometimes nobody even needs to ask for favours directly. The system already knows who matters. That's why you'll occasionally see two people treated completely differently in the same situation. One gets flexibility, the other gets rules, not always because of money, because of status. Now this part makes Westerners uncomfortable because modern Western culture pretends appearance doesn't influence social status anymore, which is adorable. Thailand is far more honest about it. Lighter skin has historically been associated with wealth, indoor work, education, and higher social standing. Darker skin became associated more with farm labour, rural life, lower economic status. Now obviously, modern Thailand is changing, but these perceptions still exist beneath the surface, and this is why. Whitening products are everywhere. Beauty standards matter heavily. Appearance is socially important, and looking clean and polished matters, and foreigners misunderstand this constantly. Western tourists arrive saying, "I love natural Thai beauty." Meanwhile, the entire beauty industry is engineered around social aspiration and status signalling. Thailand is image conscious in ways many Westerners underestimate, especially in Bangkok. Education in Thailand is deeply tied to hierarchy. Where you studied matters enormously. The university you attended can shape job opportunities, marriage prospects, social circles, business networking, status perception. Some universities carry prestige almost like social branding, and once again, foreigners often miss this because Thailand doesn't constantly scream about it the same way as Western countries do. But behind the scenes, people are quietly categorizing each other all the time, especially among middle and upper classes. English ability also plays a role. Speaking fluent English in Thailand often signals education, international exposure, and a higher economic background. That's why foreigners sometimes mistakenly believe English-speaking Thais are more westernized. Not necessarily. Often, they're simply from different social environments, a very different thing. Now, Thailand is not socially uniform. Bangkok and rural Thailand can feel like different worlds entirely. The gap economically, culturally, and socially is massive, and this affects relationships too. A person from an elite Bangkok background may genuinely struggle to relate socially to someone from a poor rural province, not because one is better morally, but because they grew up in entirely different realities. Foreigners oversimplify Thailand constantly into Thai people. There is no such thing. A Haiso Bangkok family, an Isan farming family, and a southern business family may all think differently socially, politically, and culturally. Thailand contains multiple Thailands, and class intersects heavily with regional identity. This becomes especially obvious in dating. Many foreign men completely ignore these dynamics because they only interact with one narrow section of Thai society, usually nightlife adjacent environments, which is like trying to understand British culture solely through people outside Wetherspoons at 1 a.m. You're technically observing humans, but not necessarily civilization. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Foreigners exist in a weird social category in Thailand. You are outside the normal hierarchy, but also still inside it, which sounds contradictory because humans insist on making society unnecessarily confusing. A wealthy Western foreigner may receive high respect, special treatment, social flexibility, but simultaneously they may never truly enter certain Thai social circles fully, especially the elite ones. You can live in Thailand for decades and still remain socially external. Polite inclusion is not the same as deep integration, and many expats confuse the two. Thailand is very good at making people feel comfortable on the surface. That does not mean barriers disappeared. Sometimes foreigners are respected mainly because of perceived wealth, nationality, white-collar status, and Western passport prestige. Not because they're truly understood socially, and honestly, some expats become addicted to this inflated status feeling, especially men who felt invisible back home. Thailand can dramatically elevate certain foreigners socially compared to their home country, and that can become psychologically intoxicating. Westerners often say Thai people are so kind, and many are, but Thailand is also highly service-oriented. Culturally, people are often trained socially to avoid conflict, maintain harmony, and show respect upward, especially in customer-facing roles. Foreigners sometimes mistake professional politeness for personal affection. Huge mistake. A waitress smiling warmly does not necessarily mean emotional connection. A bar girl calling you handsome does not mean destiny. A staff member agreeing with you does not mean they actually agree. Thailand teaches social smoothness from a young age, and in hierarchical societies, lower status people often learn to emotionally manage higher status people carefully. This is why many foreigners completely misread interactions here, especially lonely men. And yes, we're entering dangerous territory now, which I suppose is a good thing. Some expats live in Thailand 20 years and still fundamentally misunderstand the country because they only interact with nightlife workers, service staff, transactional environments, lower income social groups. Then they assume this is Thailand. No, that's one layer of Thailand, and it's a very tiny layer. There are entire sections of Thai society many foreigners never even glimpse at. Elite schools, upper-class family networks, political circles, business dynasties, old money social groups. Some foreigners think they understand Thailand because a 23-year-old freelancer from a bar explained Thai culture, and she did it over cocktails. That's like understanding Britain through a drunk guy in Magaluf wearing a Newcastle shirt and he's got emotional trauma. You're not seeing the full civilization, you're just seeing one fragment. Now, face culture is deeply connected to hierarchy. Maintaining dignity matters hugely. Public embarrassment is avoided. Direct criticism is softened, and confrontation is minimized. Why? Because social harmony protects hierarchy. If everybody openly challenged authority constantly, the structure becomes unstable. Thailand values smoothness. Western cultures often value blunt honesty. Both systems have strengths and weaknesses. Westerners sometimes think Thai people are being fake. Thai people sometimes think Westerners are rude and emotionally uncontrolled. And honestly, both are partially correct. Human civilization is basically different tribes inventing strange behavioural rules, then acting shocked when others don't follow them. Now, Thailand also displays wealth differently depending on class level. Lower and middle classes may display status more visibly. Designer brands, luxury cars, flashy social media, expensive malls. Old money often behaves more subtle, but the hierarchy remains. And foreigners underestimate how much wealth concentration exists in Thailand. Bangkok alone contains immense wealth, and we're talking extreme wealth. But because Thailand avoids political confrontation publicly compared to Western countries, many foreigners don't fully perceive the scale of inequality. The smiling culture softens the visual tension, but underneath, Thailand has massive economic divides. People live in luxury condominiums worth millions. Others survive day to day. And yet socially, the system still emphasises politeness and order. That's partly why Thailand often feels calmer than Western cities, despite inequality. The hierarchy is culturally accepted more openly. Now, Westerners sometimes ask, why don't Thai people protest more aggressively? Because Thailand prioritises stability and harmony differently. Hierarchy is deeply normalised culturally. Respect for authority begins early. Parents, teachers, monks, seniors, bosses. Seniority matters heavily. Even language reflects hierarchy. Thai language changes depending on status, age, familiarity, and respect level. Imagine if every sentence in English constantly reminded you of social position, and that's much closer to Thailand. And foreigners who never learn Thai deeply often miss enormous layers of meaning because the hierarchy is literally embedded in communication itself. A lot of Westerners move to Thailand thinking they escaped Western class systems, but many simply entered a different one they don't yet understand. Sometimes foreigners feel liberated here because they have more spending power, they receive more attention, and they experience higher social status. But that can create delusion. A retired guy living comfortably in Thailand may suddenly feel socially important in ways he never did back home, sometimes fairly, sometimes artificially. And if you're constantly treated warmly because you represent money, opportunity, or foreign prestige, it becomes very easy to mistake conditional social value for genuine belonging. That's where many expats get emotionally confused. Now, let's keep this grounded. And to be fair, every society has hierarchy. Britain absolutely has class systems. America has wealth hierarchies. Europe has status culture. Asia has hierarchy. The Middle East also has hierarchy. Humans organise themselves socially everywhere. Thailand isn't unusual for having hierarchy. What's unusual is how gracefully it's maintained socially, and that is the key difference. Thailand often prioritises social harmony over open ideological conflict, and that creates less public aggression, smoother interactions, and less overt confrontation, but also less direct honesty, stronger hidden pressure, more indirect judgment, and more social conformity. Every system has trade-offs. Westerners romanticize Thailand because they compare it only against Western chaos, but every culture has shadows. Now, the biggest mistake foreigners make in Thailand is assuming smiles mean transparency. Thailand is layered, polite on the surface, complex underneath. People may like you genuinely while still socially categorizing you. People may welcome you warmly while never truly considering you part of their world. And honestly, that's normal. Most societies operate like this. Thailand is just more elegant about it, which is why so many foreigners completely misunderstand what's actually happening around them. Thailand is beautiful, but it's not simple. And the longer you stay here, the more you realise the country runs on invisible structures most outsiders never fully see. Hierarchy, status, family, reputation, connections, education, face and presentation, all quietly shaping daily life beneath the surface. And once you begin recognising those patterns, Thailand starts making a lot more sense. And then suddenly, certain relationships make sense, certain behaviours make sense, certain reactions make sense, and certain social barriers finally make sense. You stop viewing Thailand through fantasy and start seeing it as a real society, complex, layered, and human, same as anywhere else. Just wearing a calmer face. And honestly, that calm face is probably one of the reasons so many foreigners fall in love with Thailand in the first place, even if they never fully understand what they're looking at. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to the channel. This has been Thai Talk with Dan Unleashed, and in the next video, we're going to go even deeper because apparently I've chosen to spend my entire existence analysing human social behaviour on the internet while civilization slowly dissolves into reaction videos and delivery apps. Take care and ciao for now. Bye bye.